Last month, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi lifted a drone off the ground and maneuvered it through a remote, hundreds of heads turned with it at the inauguration of the Bharat Drone Mahotsav in New Delhi. Some heads turned miles away from the national capital too, in the plush corporate offices of Mumbai and Bengaluru. The nascent drone industry has been increasingly catching the attention of India Inc., especially after the government came out with a new policy last year. While addressing the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for making drones as ubiquitous as mobile phones. He said that it was his dream that everyone in India should have a smartphone in his or her hand and every farm should have a drone. The opportunity to enter a sunrise sector at low valuations, along with favorable policies, has prompted some of India's largest corporate groups to buy drone startups. As Vipul Singh, CEO of Arav Unmanned Systems, told Business Standard, many Indian firms were not in the aerospace and space tech race. But now, no one wants to miss the bus. They realize that the market cap of tech companies with problem-solving capabilities will exponentially rise in the future. The primary factor shaping the drone business strategy at large Indian corporates is the expectation that the market will expand rapidly from niche defense use to the commercial space, starting from agriculture and then moving to mapping and delivery. Specifically, since government policies are enabling the commercial drone ecosystem to develop rapidly. Recently, the Adani Group scooped up Bengaluru-based drone startup General Aeronautics in an all-cash deal. Sources cited in a previous Business Standard report said that the investment for this acquisition was less than 50 crore rupees. The amount might be tiny, but General Aeronautics will give Adani a foothold in the agri-drone space. This comes at a time when the centre has announced funding of up to 6,000 rupees per hectare to promote the use of drones in agriculture. In 2019, Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Industries had acquired a 51% stake in Bengaluru-based Asteria Aerospace at just 23 crore rupees. In May, Asteria Aerospace co-founder and director Nihar Vartak had told a news agency that Asteria Aerospace expects to grow around 10 times in the current financial year and cross the 100 crore rupees revenue mark. DCM Shriram Industries, which has forayed into defense manufacturing, has invested $1 million to buy a 30% stake in Zyron Dynamics, a Turkish drone company. The acquisition is aimed at producing drones for India and the global market.
So if you see, April 2021, when we had our first drone policy coming out, which had a lot of challenges in terms of ease of doing business. But thanks to our government, it heard us. It took all the feedback from the industry, and in record time in August 2021, we had the new policy coming out, which made the ease of doing business much, much simpler in India compared to any other advanced country you take. So that it started from there, but it didn't stop there. I think again from August, if I remember right, or September or October, we had PLI scheme announced, which was again a landmark move from the government of India. This was to promote indigenous development of drone in India, wherein the industry was incentivized for doing indigenous development. In terms of, I think about 120 crore fund is allocated towards this. That's a remarkable number for considering the size of this industry in India. And that coupled with ban on import of drone, that made it much better for Indian drone industry. So this was general drone industry. If you talk about agriculture sector with drone, that is where we have our solution in. There, the last amendment to that, to any kind of aerial spray was in the year 1971. And since then, this was not amended. And after 50 years, this Insecticide Act was amended in year 2021. If I remember right, it was out in December, where drone was included as a machine or an equipment which can be utilized for spraying any kind of inputs in for agriculture. So as of now, we have majority of the agrochemical except herbicide cleared. The SOPs are defined. Again, while defining all this regulation, the good part was that government took into account feedback from industry, academia, and all the necessary stakeholders.
The government has significantly relaxed regulations for operating drones and simplified the approval and certification process over the past year. It has also given a green signal to testing beyond visual line of sight drone operations. When finalized, this will make drone deliveries possible. In September, the government had announced a production-linked incentive scheme for drone manufacturers in India. Before that, it had allowed heavier payloads so that the devices could potentially be used as unmanned flying taxis. Note that India will also offer 120 crore rupees of incentives for drone makers. There is a large pie on offer from which companies can carve up their share. According to the Civil Aviation Ministry's estimates, India's drone sector will achieve a total turnover of 12,000 to 15,000 crore rupees by 2026, from its current turnover of about 80 crore rupees.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
क्या हाल?
मत पूछ यार, फिर से स्टॉक्स में फंस गया।
तो स्टॉक्स के साथ बॉन्ड्स, इंश्योरेंस, गोल्ड में बैलेंस कर।
इसमें बहुत तामझाम है।
तुझे 5 पैसा नहीं पता?
अब तो सबको पता है। 5 पैसा है ऑल इन वन अकाउंट। डाउनलोड 5 पैसा नाउ।
अब तो सबको पता है। Investing made easy and rewarding with 5 Paisa. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.